Hey everybody, make sure you stick around to the end of the video where I go over my top 7 FSBO dialogue lines. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. Good morning everybody, it is Monday morning of week number 4. Really quickly, just wanted to explain why I never have any videos on Monday morning. And that's really because it's a lot of follow-up. I woke up this morning, I did a bunch of follow-up with some FSBOs, just touching base with them, seeing if they're interested in listing at this point, seeing if I can come by and preview, trying to set up those listing appointments, as well as I did a lot of marketing. You know, my videos drop every Monday, so in the morning on Monday, I post on all social media sites. I posted on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Reddit. So I'm just doing a lot of marketing, trying to spread the word, get some people to go over to my YouTube channel to check that out, and as well as a bunch of follow-up in the morning. It is Tuesday morning, it's 9:30 a.m. I'm on my way to the office. I got a meeting I have to head to. Gonna do some prospecting today, gonna do some more follow-up. So far, I did follow up with some of the FSBOs yesterday and got pretty terrible results actually. 2 of them are ghosting me, and the one that I felt was really promising, he actually hosted an open house himself over the weekend. And he doesn't want to work with an agent at this time, so I told him I'll follow up in a couple weeks, so hopefully he comes around. But I just gotta keep prospecting, and nothing too crazy or exciting scheduled for today yet. Working on my open house, and I also have a renter who just completed their application, sent it in to me, so who knows, maybe I'll get a rental deal closed. But that's what's going on today.
I was able to get the seller a lot more money than he thought he was going to get for it, and I was just curious if you were wondering how much your home might be worth.
I haven't even decided to sell yet. I gotta clean it first.
You gotta clean it? That's understandable. You don't want to sell it dirty, right?
It's got a lot of junk in it. Gotta throw some junk out.
Gotcha. Did you have any thoughts of selling later this year in 2020?
Not at the present time.
Okay, no problem.
Next year. Okay, thank you.
I gotcha. I've got one more question, Francis. When you do go to sell, do you have an agent in mind that you would use?
Call night is officially over. I'm here with Dan. He's the next big thing on Instagram. What do you gotta say, Dan?
We had a good night calling, that's all.
I got no good leads. No, we did circle prospecting.
I got a good one.
Nothing good.
Business for 5 years from now.
He got future business. I got nothing. So that's the update. And same old. We are in my home office doing some cold calling this morning. Gonna do some FSBOs. Believe it or not, my mom is actually getting her real estate license. It is gonna be working with me. Working alongside me and partnering up with me. So I'm actually going over some training with her. She's gonna be like a type of ISA today, doing some cold calling with me, while shadowing me as I cold call, and I'm going over FSBO dialogue right now. So I figured it's a good time in the video to just talk about what my dialogue is for FSBOs, and the script that I have put together based off of many other scripts I've compiled and watched over the last couple weeks. Let's get right into it. We're gonna go over 7 questions and statements to ask when you're on a cold call for FSBOs. Now these 7 statements and questions, they will not work in every situation because obviously every conversation is gonna be a little different. People are gonna ask different questions or push the conversation in different directions. But these are 7 statements and questions that are staples to the conversation. Information you wanna ask, information you want to gather in order to keep the conversation flowing pretty fluidly and to get to that final point of setting up your appointment. So let's get right into it. So number 1 is your opening statement when you're on the call. Hi, my name is Michael Greco and I'm a local realtor. I'm calling about the property on 123 Main Street. Is that still available? I like to end posing a question so that it keeps the conversation going. You always want to be asking questions instead of just making statements, because the person will respond and it'll keep pushing the conversation forward. I also, if I feel like the person is going to be difficult to get through, difficult to set an appointment with, I'll go off more rapidly, saying my name, I'm a local realtor, what I'm calling about, and is it still available? I'll ask all those questions first, get them all out of the way so that I can get that answer if it's still available, and hopefully the conversation will move forward. If I feel like it's going to be a little bit of an easier call, sometimes I'll go in by saying, hi, my name is Michael Greco, I'm a local realtor. How are you? And then they'll say, I'm doing good. And then I will go into, I'm calling about your property on 123 Main Street. Is that still available? So that's step one. Step number two. Once they say, yes, the property is still available, I then go into the dialogue of this. I see it's been on the market for X amount of days. Have you received any offers or has anyone shown any interest? I say this to really, make them think if they are actually getting offers, if they are actually getting activity on the property. Because if they're not, they're gonna answer me by saying, no, we haven't got any offers, or yes, we did get offers, but nothing serious, or they were lowball offers. And that's really gonna make them think even more so that when I set them up to explain what I offer and how I can help them get more exposure, they're thinking in the back of their head, we have not really gotten that much activity, maybe this is something that we should look into. For step three, I like to take it back a little bit and get a little bit personal and ask this question. Let me ask you this. When you sell this home, where are you heading to next? And there are two reasons why I like to ask this specific question. The first reason is because it's a personal touch. I like to make it feel like I want to get personal. I want to know the seller a little bit. And sometimes that will stir up a little bit of a nice personal conversation in the middle of my sales pitch. And the second reason is the context of the situation. This is really going to determine the mood of the seller. How motivated are they? Do they have a house already lined up? Are they already paying 2 mortgages? Or are they looking for a house and they need a buyer's agent and I can help them with both a buyer and a seller? It really gives me context to the situation, and you want to gather as much information as possible on these calls so that when you are speaking, you are very knowledgeable about the person's personal situation. Now let's get into number 4. This is a very common tactic where you mention the possibility of having a buyer or buyers who might be interested in their for sale by owner. Now, I personally would never lie and say I have a buyer, or say I know somebody who will buy it right now, or set up a buyer's appointment and show up without one. So I say something along this line. All right, I'll look through my database, and if I have any interested buyers, I will definitely give you a call to set up an appointment. So it's a little nice hopeful touch, letting them know that I do work in their town. It's not a lie, I do have a lot of buyers in these towns I'm calling, and it's just saying, giving them a little bit of a hopefulness that maybe one of my buyers I can just match up with you. So that leads perfectly into number 5, which is, let me ask you one last question now. If you don't end up selling it yourself after a certain period of time, are you open to working with a listing agent? So I start out by saying, if I have a buyer, in step 4, if I have a buyer, I will definitely reach back out to you and set it up. But let me ask you this as well. Are you motivated to be selling? If you can't sell it after a certain period of time, will you then be resorting to a listing agent, or is that off the table completely? And if it's not, let me know when, because I'd like to set up that time for an interview session. So number 6 is the tail end of this whole section, where I say, I don't want to spam you like a lot of other agents. Let me know what your timeline is so I can call you, and when you are ready to list, I will reach back out. So this is a touch I kind of added where I know these people are getting a lot of calls, a lot of agents trying to pitch them, trying to get these listings, and using the same strategies. And most of my script is a compilation of other scripts. So they've probably heard this a million times. But this nice touch, I feel like, adds a little bit of more personal, another personal touch as well, where it's like, I want to be I'm a person too. I understand that it's annoying to get blown up by realtors all the time. I want to keep our relationship, and I want to have a good relationship with you. So instead of spamming you constantly and calling you every couple of weeks trying to get you to list your property, let me know what your timeline looks like. When are you going to be seriously looking to interview agents, and I'll reach out to you then. And then once they give me a date, if they give me like a February, a spring date, I usually set it for a month before. So I have some people who told me follow up in February or March. I have it set for like the first week of January, touch base with them. And these are also people I'm going to be sending out Christmas cards to. I have their address. I'll send out a Christmas card saying like, have a happy holiday, you and your families, whatever, something basic. But I feel like that number 6 step of I don't want to spam you like a lot of other agents allows the person to feel more comfortable with you as an agent and feels more comfortable giving you information when they know you're not going to be calling them and blowing them up constantly. This is Michael from the future, realizing that I had no good takes of me explaining step number 7, so I'm going to do it right now. Step number 7 is I look forward to sitting down with you and showing you the services I offer and the value I can bring you. My number 1 goal is to get your home sold at the highest price point. This is a nice little tie-in at the end, letting the client know, letting the seller know that you want them to get their house sold for the highest amount possible and you have their best intention in mind. And again, that's if the conversation goes well and you get to that point where you tie it up and where they want you to follow up in the end. But it's a nice little personal touch, putting that thought in their mind that you want the best for them and that you look forward to sitting with them and discussing this option in their future. So I understand these are very basic, these are very elementary. A lot of FSBO dialogue scripts will have similar statements and questions to these. I kind of took from a lot of different areas and put it together. I wanted to make something very simple, something compact, something quick. These people don't want to be on the phone forever. They don't want to just talk forever. A lot of the time they're trying to get you off the phone and you can feel like they're getting ready to hang up any minute. So having a quick, short dialogue where you're asking personal questions, you're getting that information, and you're not being too pushy is what I'm going for. I think in a further video, I'm going to create a chart. It's going to be very, very advanced and it's going to take me a lot of time, but I'd like to create a chart where it has the dialogue you say and then every possible outcome that the person on the other end of the line could say. And then answers to all of those outcomes and how you bring it back in, how you bring the conversation back in, even if you're losing the client, if they're getting mad, upset, if they're not interested. So I think I'm going to work on putting that chart together and then have a master FSBO dialogue chart for the future. Good morning, people of the real estate world and everybody else on YouTube watching. Ow, the sun. It's 9 a.m. and I'm at the gym, first time in a while. Want to say hi, Milana?
Hey, I just really don't know if I parked in a real spot or not, honestly. How do I check?
So yeah, it's been a while since I went to the gym, but I'm trying to make it a habit to start going to the gym more often. So 9 a.m. starting out a little late today, but at least it's going. So we're gonna go to the gym, get a workout, then I'm going home to do some cold calling. Call night is over. Me and Tom called for about 2 hours. Nothing too solid, but we got a couple leads that are telling us to follow up in a month, follow up in a couple weeks. How do you feel, Tom?
Pretty good. Good night. Some people don't like us.
Oh yeah, you got told off by somebody.
Just trying to help, and some people don't want help.
One person was like, no, hung up. So happens sometimes. You got to keep pushing through, keep prospecting. So stay tuned. Good morning, everybody. It is, what day is it now? Friday. I just finished the gym. It's 9:30. I went at 8:30. I went for an hour, trying to get on this new routine. I feel a lot better today than I did the first day of the gym, so that's great. But I'm trying to get in the routine of waking up 8 a.m. at least. I mean, I know it's a little bit late even then, but I'm not really that great of a morning person. So I'm trying to wake up 8 a.m., gym 8:30 to 9:30, cold calling 9:30 to 11 or 12, and then appointments throughout the afternoon, showings and listing appointments and whatnot. So that's the schedule I'm really shooting for. I'm driving home now from the gym, got a coffee. I'm gonna start prospecting, start cold calling some more. So let's do it. Hours of cold calling, some FSBOs, cold calling for circle prospecting and doing some follow-up. Done. I'm here with my mom. Say hi.
Hi.
We're in the office. I'm teaching her how to cold call. She's gonna be like an ISA for this next week. Doing some FSBO scripts with her and getting her ready. She's taking her exam hopefully in January. Are you excited for your exam?
I am.
You excited to be the next big real estate agent?
Yes, I am.
Here at Target right now. I picked out these cards that I was able to find. some neutral cards that I'm actually gonna send out to all the FSBOs for Thanksgiving. Couldn't find Thanksgiving cards. They had some separate ones, but no packages with like multiple ones. So I got a neutral type of card, and I'm gonna write little handwritten notes saying, you know, have a happy Thanksgiving to all of the FSBOs that I'm working on currently. Week number 4 is officially over, and to summarize, I have to be honest with you, I did not meet many of my goals at all this week. I had no appointments, I did no open houses, and I did not post as much as I wanted to. So some weeks are like this. Some weeks you just don't reach your goals. You know, I did a lot of prospecting. I thought I would get some appointments. It didn't turn out that way. But I'm gonna keep my goals the same. I'm gonna keep my posting schedule the same, and hopefully next week I can meet those goals. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some value from it. And if you did, feel free to leave a comment below on what your thoughts are and any topics you'd like me to discuss in the future on other episodes. Comment, like, and subscribe, everybody, and I will see you next week. Have a good one.